Less than 4 hours remained until my execution. The priest had already left, and I could hear the guards down the hall discussing my final meal. When the cell door creaked open, I thought it was time. But it was Warden Thompson. He didn't look at me like a dead man walking. Instead, he asked for my final request. I answered without hesitation. I didn't want a meal or a prayer. I said, I want to see Rex, my dog, one very last time. 40 minutes later, I was led out into the prison courtyard. It was a concrete box surrounded by gray walls, the place where they brought me to say goodbye to the world. But parked right in the center was a black SUV with tinted windows. It looked out of place. Civilian cars never came in here. Leaning against the hood was Prosecutor John Harris, the man who had destroyed my life 7 years ago and personally secured my death sentence. His presence didn't surprise me. Harris was a sadist in an expensive suit. He liked to watch personally as his cases were closed forever. Finally, the guard brought out Rex. My boy had grown old. His muzzle was completely gray, and his walk betrayed a heavy limp, a lasting scar from that nightmare night. I expected him to rush to me, but Rex froze 3 meters away. His hackles stood up, and a low, guttural growl erupted from his throat, chilling the air. He wasn't looking at me. His eyes, filled with bloodshot rage, were locked on Prosecutor Harris. The dog knew him. He recognized the scent of the enemy. Harris just smirked and shouted, "Let's end this circus and put this rabid beast to sleep right along with his master." That was the signal. Forgetting his age and pain, Rex exploded forward. He knocked the prosecutor to the ground, sinking his teeth into the man's forearm with a death grip. The guards barely managed to pull the dog off. Harris lay on the asphalt, his expensive jacket shredded in tatters. But when he clutched his arm, we saw something strange. Beneath the torn sleeve, amidst fresh scratches, was an old, white, raised scar. Deep teeth marks that were years old. It hit me like a lightning bolt. I remembered the night of my wife's murder. Rex had come home covered in blood, though he wasn't wounded. It was the killer's blood. I screamed, "That is my dog's mark. Rex marked the killer that night." Harris went pale, stammering about a stray dog bite 3 years ago. But old guard Sam stepped in. "No, Mr. Harris, you wore a bandage on that arm exactly 7 years ago. You told us you fell off your bike." In that second, Rex broke free again. He lunged at Harris's black SUV and began furiously clawing at the trunk, whining and barking as if something alive was inside. Thompson ordered the trunk opened. It was packed tight with suitcases. Harris was planning to flee the country the moment my heart stopped beating. Rex jumped inside and pulled a small silver object from a bag with his teeth. It was my wife's locket with her photo, the very evidence that went missing the night she died. Harris collapsed to his knees and confessed everything. 3 hours later, I walked out of those gates a free man. Justice wasn't served by the law, but by the faithful heart of my dog.